Hey.
Wow, you've been busy.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever shown you guys this thing. I've got a dust collection system on my skill saw, or on my radial arm saw, and basically back in there, it's hard to tell, right back in there is a hole going down through the workbench, and this little deal right here, I can cut 45s and I can cut straight on cuts. It works best. It's mainly for straight on cuts, and if I have to do any other angle cuts, I would have to remove this. So it's good in some ways and it's not very good in some ways. This hose also goes down and just ends right here, so it's just picking up a little bit of suction from underneath here. And if you get down here and look, you can see where it comes through the bottom of the saw right there into this hose, which goes into this little dust separator. It's a little cyclone deal. Comes out of the top of it up to this little port that I made to hook my vacuum cleaner hose into. And the little cyclone dumps into basically my old vacuum cleaner. My old shop vac. The motor burned up on it, and I just took the motor part off the top of it, fixed it to where this cyclone would be on the top of it, and I can still remove it, take it out. I put a little piece of plexiglass in right here where the hose used to be, that I thought I'd be able to tell when it gets full, but you can't really see through it. It's got dust all around it. Right now it doesn't have but just a little bit of dust in the very bottom of it. But that keeps most of the dust from going into the vacuum cleaner. And if you're cutting anything all the way across, like back here, once you get out here, then it doesn't catch as much dust. It still gets a little dust in behind it, but it catches a good bit of it, so I'm happy with just doing straight cuts on it. But I'll cut a little bit and show you what it does. So I did several cuts there, and it does a pretty good job. I got just a little more dust back there than what I did have, and it gets a little dust out here on the counter too, but it does okay for what it is for straight cuts. Like I say, if I did a bunch of angle cuts, this would not be very good. Well, and I'm building these crude little boxes, little assemblies here, for something that I'm going to show you just a little bit later. But let me get these assembled, then I'll show you what they're for. So I've spent a bunch of money again that I don't have. But this is my new trailer, as you can tell. It is a 16 foot, 7 foot wide, 7 foot tall and it has the 6.5 foot door. A lot of the trailers just have like a 6.5 foot ceiling, 6 foot door. This one's a little bit taller and has the side entry door over here, the V-nose. It had to be that tall to be able to get my mini semi in it, which is one of the main things I wanted it for, but we'll use it for other things. It has the ramp door that goes down in the back. It has the D-rings in the floor already, which is nice to be able to ratchet strap the mini semi down in here. But the stack should just barely just barely clear the door when I pull it in. I'm gonna get it out here after a while and pull it up in here and make sure that it fits, because that would be a lot of money spent for no reason. I'll use it for other things other than that, but one of the main things I want to use it for is to keep this mini semi in here. And I've got an idea, since this thing doesn't have anywhere to tie anything to the walls at all, strap anything down or anything like that, I've got a rail system idea that I want to put in here. I'll be showing y'all later. I'll be working on it, and it's got just one light up here, and I haven't even had it on yet to see what it looks like in here. Well, I've got the trailer in the backyard in behind the fence, and I want to put the back door down where I can get more light in the trailer. But this guy right here has dug this huge hole. Yeah, see, you guilty somebody? Because right here is a rabbit's nest that rabbits have been going in and out of. And I have these straps laying everywhere. And there's the stacks that I need to do something with. More straps back there still hooked up. So I'm fixing to do something for storage back here. So this is the crude pieces that I was put together in the shop earlier. And I'm going to set them on this board right here and just screw them to this plywood. I'm not too worried about them being plywood because they just blend right on in. Now what these are for, these pieces right here, and I don't expect y'all to be able to go out and buy these or find them anywhere or whatever. These are covers for security lights in a gymnasium or whatever, where you don't want the lights to get hit. It's those what they call bug eye lights, the power failure lights. But these are made when you have it, the light fastened on the wall, this goes over it, allows the light to come out of it, and then protects it from basketballs or whatever in a gymnasium. But we didn't use them on the project we were working on, and I grabbed them up and thought I'll use them for something someday. And what I'm going to do is put them in here like so, and I'll put a couple of screws through these into the wood to hold them in place. And that's still a good height that I can still get into them. But basically all this stuff, like these straps, they can just go down in there. I thought about just putting a hook on the wall and hanging them up like this, but driving down the road you get this constantly. Of course, I'm not back here to hear it, but nevertheless, I think this will be a better solution. Put those kind of straps in there. These can be folded up put into another one, and I can see what's in there, so I can get all the way to the bottom. But when I get them all loaded up, I'll show you what they look like finished. The other thing is these stacks down here. This is the stacks for the mini semi, and I need to be able to carry them upright or up on the wall or something, so I'm going to look into getting something for that next. This is the first fairly cool evening we've had in a long time, so I'm going to get out here and start doing this rail system that I've been wanting to do. Well, it's the next morning, and I got my rail system put up. This is what we call Unistrut. A lot of plumbers, electricians, HVAC guys use this stuff. And it's a rail system that typically would go the other way and you hook things into it, but I've put it on essentially backwards where I can hook straps and stuff into it. Bungee straps or whatever. So sometimes we like to bring our chairs along, and see, it just hooks in there. Hooks in there. That's our tent. You see the container bins that I've got, there. And I made this little deal right here to put the stacks on. It's just basically two 4x4s. There's a 4x4 like this inside there. Two 4x4s. And I had to kind of round them off to fit the stack. Just fastened to a piece of 2x8 screwed down to the floor. And I think that will ride pretty good. I think it'll be just fine. Like that. But I don't know how much this stuff runs. Probably $20, $25 a 10-foot stick. And I've got a little over 3 sticks. So, you know, $60 to $75, which if you buy the rail stuff, that stuff is really expensive. You have to have special straps for it and all that too. But anyway, I'll probably end up doing something a little different with this thing. But I think it turned out pretty good.